Hi guys! Today I am going to be doing the Rainbow Spines tag. This tag was created by Teen Reads. Sorry if I said that wrong. But I found it on Ali's Bookish Life. I will put links to both of them below. Now this is actually a relatively old tag, but when I stumbled across it, I thought it seemed fun. And I enjoyed doing the Elements book tag so much, and that was just as equally based on the colour of the cover. So I thought, why not? So here we go. For the first one, we're going to start with the outer one, red. For this book, I chose Evernight by Claudia Gray. There are actually quite a few books in this series, and I am currently on the fourth one, which is Hourglass. But Evernight is about Bianca, where she's been sent to a boarding school where her parents both work. And she's got a secret that even she doesn't know. That's all I'm going to say. Moving on to Orange. And for this one I had to choose Spellbound by Kelley Armstrong. I mean, just look at that orange cover. Spellbound is the 12th book in the Women of the Otherworld series and is therefore the second to last. A lot of stuff happens in this book and it gets pretty fast and dangerous early on, and it doesn't stop. It's a great book. Moving on to Yellow, we have The Prodigal Mage by Karen Miller. And I actually have this one in hardback. This one isn't as completely coloured in as the other ones I've chosen, but yellow's a hard colour to find. I've mentioned in previous videos other books by Karen Miller, including The Innocent Mage and The Awakened Mage, which are the first two books. This is actually the first book in the Fisherman's Children, but this is set after The Innocent and Awakened Mage. So it's in the same world, but it's technically a different series. It follows his children. So, you know, if you didn't get that from the Fisherman's Children. It's really good. It's set in the world of Lure, and they have weather magic. And they're so sweet and isolated in their own little bubble. Turns out there's some nasty things over the mountains. It's a good book. Moving on to Green, we have Inheritance by Christopher Paolini. Now, this is the fourth in the series, so as much as I'm going to choose this book, I'm going to talk about the first book, which is Aragon, because if you've read Inheritance, then you don't really need me to say much. If you haven't, then there's a good chance you haven't read the others, because if you had, you'd have read this one. The series is brilliant. It's about a boy and his dragon. What more is there to say? Apart from the fact that, you know, he's set in a wonderful fantasy land that is a completely new place, and they go travelling and meet brilliant characters, and there's wars, and there's it's like an entire new world just to fall in love with. Brilliant. And the books are huge, so it's not one of those you dip in, you dip out. These things take over your life, and I kind of love that. Now we're moving on to Blue, and I have chosen Glass Houses, which is the first in the Morganville vampire series. I really like the first part of this blurb, so I'm just going to quickly read it to you. College freshman Claire Danvers has had enough of her nightmarish dorm situation. When Claire heads off campus, the imposing old house where she finds a room may not be much better. Her new roommates don't show many signs of life, but they'll have Claire's back when the town's deepest secrets come crawling out, hungry for fresh blood. Love this series. Not finished it yet, but loving it. Now, the last two colours, Indigo and Violet, seriously caused me trouble. I was trying to find a book that was substantially different from one another, and yeah, it was a challenge. If you do this tag, I think you'll find it challenging too. Pretty much everyone I've watched did. But I went with another Karen Miller, and this one is A Blight of Mages, and I have not actually read this. This one is set in the original series with The Innocent Mage and The Awakened Mage, but it is a prequel. For Violet, I went with Evermore, which is the first in the Immortals series. I didn't really fall for this book. Kind of just chose it for the colour of its cover. It reminded me an awful lot of Twilight. You know, we have Edward, who can read minds, but he can't read Bella's, and makes him intrigued by her. Yeah, well in this one, Evermore can kind of do that mind reading thing, but it's more like an aura, and she can sort of read your history just with a simple touch, and then she meets Damon, and she can't read his, so she's intrigued by him. See where I'm going with the Twilight analogy? It's alright. It was a pleasant read. Nothing amazing though. So, to round up, we had Evernight for red, Spellbound for orange, The Prodigal Mage for yellow, Inheritance for green, Glass Houses for blue, A Blight of Mages for indigo, Evermore for violet. Most of them very good. One of them I haven't read, one of them I'm not that keen on. But yeah, that was my Rainbow Spines tag. I hope you enjoyed it, and I think you should give it a go as well. Because it's quite an old tag, I'm assuming most people have already done it, so I'm not actually going to tag anyone. Apart from you, the person watching this right now. Sorry for pointing. I've been told before that that's rude. Anyways, thank you for watching. Happy reading. Bye. One of my dogs has decided to join us. Jelly! Say hello.